dear friend. Welcome back to Soul Love. This is part 3 in the energy series that I'm doing about the twin flame connection. So welcome, I'm Mafalda. And to begin with, I just want to do a little bit of a sum up of what we've seen so far. So we've been talking about the magnetic quality of the energetic connection between twin flames and how that energy plays out once there's been soul recognition, once we've been activated onto this journey and there's been an energetic wall that has come up with all the fear-based energy that now needs to be alchemized for the magnets to attract rather than repel. So we have spoken a little bit about this push-pull dynamic that begins between twins upon the activation, and it could also be seen as cycles of attracting and repelling. And this is where you might go through separations, you might go through moments of reunion, and each journey truly is unique and individual. There are many layers of conditioning and wounding to get through, so it'll play out quite differently. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there is this energetic push-pull magnetic dynamic that gets activated between twins. And if you watched the previous video, you will have seen that I proposed this north-south twin model to describe the awakened and unawakened twin. So to talk about the fact that one of us becomes conscious of the connection, and the one who does is the one that starts to do the alchemy work in order to flip the magnet around. So the alchemy work is all about getting through that fear-based energy, right? So it's all about alchemizing the addictive energy. It's all about letting the ego and the egoic structure dismantle so that you come into inner balance. And so this fear-based energy for twins, it'll manifest as addictive energy. And so the push twin or the conscious twin will tend to seek outside. So both seek outside. This is why I've said both run. Both are running away from themselves. It's just that one runs towards the connection, the other one runs away from it. So for the awakened twin or the conscious twin, the push twin, the one who's grasping, this addictive energy will manifest. It can manifest as stalking, obsessing over this person, going through their social media. It can look like obsessively looking at twin flame content, because at this point, the awakened twin will have been guided to twin flame content. That's part of the journey for the conscious twin, to become aware of the connection. And so that's part of how the addictive energy will play out. And for the twin that's not conscious of the connection, the one that's unawakened to the connection, that'll play out as addictions, other relationships, sex, overworking, over-exercising, anything that they can put their focus on to not have to deal with the energy. So these addictive energies are felt by both polarities, so by both twins, by both bodies, and by both beings. It just manifests differently, and it is the awakened twin's role to alchemize this energy, so to bring their attention and to bring their energy back to them, pull it out from all this seeking and all this grasping and all this longing and seeking for the other person to complete ourselves, and bringing that energy and this attention to our own journey and our own growth and our own soul alignment, to this beautiful spiritual awakening that's happening and that's asking us to look within and to truly upgrade our whole being and our whole life to embody our higher self. So this is how the addictive energies are playing out, and this is this push-pull dynamic. And the cycles of attraction and repelling can also take place. So I've been talking more so from this perspective of the conscious and the unconscious twin, the one that's awakened to the connection and the one who isn't. But of course, we also have the magnetic and the electrical polarity. So the plus and the minus, the masculine and the feminine. And to me, this component of the energetic connection is best described by the electromagnet, as you may have heard me mention in previous videos. So if you do want to, it would be a good idea to check those out before you watch this one. And so this is obviously really important as well. And the law of gender is one of the laws of the Hermetic principles, which govern this world, the world that we live in, this three-dimensional reality, our Earth, so the 3D. And so the law of gender states that there's gender in everything. There's a masculine and a feminine, a plus and a minus. So I do want to mention here that I have heard the feminine referred to as the plus and the masculine referred to as the minus. And there is a little bit of confusion perhaps around this part because of the push-pull. So because the feminine is grasping, is taking action, seeking to grasp onto the connection, and the masculine is running away, if that's how the energies are manifesting, right, between the masculine and the feminine, then it might look like the feminine is acting like the masculine, but that's not her polarity. So from a quantum physics perspective, the feminine is the minus. The minus is the one that attracts, that magnetizes, and the plus is the electrical. It's the electrical charge. It's the one that takes action, that moves toward, that moves towards. But this really brings me to another reason why I think this idea of seeing the conscious and the subconscious twin as the south and the north pole or twin. I think this could be useful again for this reason as well, because it seems to me that the plus and the minus is more so when we're in balance, when we're in the divine energy, when we have come into our God or goddess energy, whether we're the masculine or the feminine polarity. So we're talking about balanced energy. Whereas when we're talking about push and pull, we're talking about fear-based energy. We're not talking about loving energy. So once you really alchemize that push and the pull, that's when you can really start to come into your divinity, into your polarity. And I think that's when you can actually realize and resonate whether you're the masculine or the feminine. If you, let's say, identify as a man, for example, and you are the awakened twin and you're the one listening to this. And that's just my view. If it resonates, perfect. And do actually let me know in the comments, because I would love to know your thoughts on this. And if it doesn't, that's also okay. It's just something that has come to me and some insight I have gained. And we'll see if it's helpful for people on this journey, because that's really my goal here. My intention is to really provide guidance and support. And so bring more clarity. And if this does, then great, so be it. If it doesn't, that's also great. But then let's talk more about this electrical magnetic, this plus and this minus. So when you're really coming into your divinity, that's when you start embodying the qualities of your goddess self or your God self. And if you are the feminine polarity, so that means magnetism, that means attraction, that means drawing in. The feminine is flow, the feminine is creativity, the feminine is inspiration, creation, wisdom. The masculine is structure, it's space holding, it's presence, it's protection, it's strength, it's action, aligned action, it's integrity. So these two energies are just so beautiful when they're embodied in their highest expression. And so this beautiful energetic connection between twins is precisely meant to trigger us out of that lower frequency push-pull energy and into our divinity, so that we can embody our proper polarity, since upon soul recognition, we've been locked in And so perhaps with other connections and other relationships, you can switch between polarities, because all of us do have a masculine and a feminine within. That's just how this universe has been created. And so you can switch in other relationships. However, in this particular connection, you have been locked in. And that's why, since it's a magnetic connection, you cannot attract each other if you're not both in your divine essence. And depending on whether you are a split soul or a monadic twin, where you can do that in terms of your frequency will vary. So if you are a monadic twin and this is your last step to ascension, then you'll only be able to sustain union at a higher frequency than, let's say, if you are a split soul and this is your first step to ascension. Because if you are a monadic twin, there are layers and layers. There are more layers of karmic clearing, past life clearing, ancestral wounding, and also mission on this planet that needs to be addressed before physical union can take place. And at the end of the day, this journey really is not about physical union. Although that can absolutely be a part of this journey, truly it is important that we start resonating with the magnitude of this. This is way bigger than hooking up with someone or getting into a romantic relationship. This is a true call to embody our higher self in this lifetime and ascend and complete. For those of us who are on mission, complete the mission to really help shift into the new earth and to really help create heaven on earth. So I really do hope that this is of use. Do let me know if there are any topics that you'd like me to dive into next. I will definitely keep going into more of the journey, more of what it really looks like to be on the journey. I have been really called to serve in this arena and to assist twins, because I am one, and it's just been my soul nudging me and nudging me and nudging me. So this is really my part of my purpose. So do let me know if you need assistance, if you need twin flame, specific twin flame coaching or energetic clearing, nervous system regulation work. I do all kinds of work and intuitive wisdom sharing, connecting to past lives and all kinds of stuff. So I do offer a free discovery call. If you're in need, if you need some more support, you know where to find me. The details are below, and we can have a chat about what would best support you. But I really do want to make sure that I put the message across that if you're on this journey, it's important to work with somebody that really knows the journey and that's on it as well, so that you can get the support that you need and not stay looping or in cycles of just toxic behavior. All right, that's it for today. I wish you a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you very soon.